everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of the Anti-Bias. With me, as always, my mate, formerly known as Ian, but got a million nicknames. In Afrikaans, Hampo, in English, Hampo.
Cheers, Mikey. As always,
Welcome,
lucky to be
Happy.
here. Thank you.
Yeah, Hampo, nice sort of summer's evening, it feels like, in Cape Town.
Yeah, after last weekend show, it feels like a heat wave.
Yeah, we were wet when we got in the clubhouse last week after running in the rain.
Yeah, beautiful day here today. Actually, yesterday and today, beautiful weather. But we got some more weather coming on Sunday.
Well, they say so.
Yeah,
They say so. No wind to blow it away.
no.
So we're going to start off with some results from around the country. Not too much happening actually over last weekend. There's some flag finals and there's some province
Yes.
and the prize giving, which we've dealt with. We've gotten that. But the KZN country districts had their masters this weekend.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
So they're the medalists. Well, we only got winner and runner-up. So runner-up in the ladies, we've got Barbara Balleri, mother of Fran Balleri.
Oh, okay, nice.
And the winner, Alice Haaf.
Okay, good. Well done to them.
Yeah. And then in the men, runner-up, Jacques Bierbaum.
Bierbaum,
Is that how you'd say it,
I
Hampo?
would pronounce it Bierbaum. Yeah.
Bierbaum.
Yes.
Silver medalist.
Okay.
And then your winner, Johnny Stander.
Johnny Stanley, another Johnny in the medals.
Not a Johnny. Well, I mean, our Johnny is out the medals. That's why he's not
Yeah.
in the Masters this
It's
weekend.
one of the Johnnies still.
And then we go all the way to City Bing, where they played the mixed pairs finals on the weekend.
Yes.
And there you've got the winners, George Lotter and Olivia Cadwell. Now, Georgie Lotter, not too unknown in the bowls circles. Also, played African States a couple of years ago and an absolute character. Good to see him back in the mix. He was sort of taking a break every now and then he's back and then he's not, but always pitches for provincials and nationals, but didn't play too much in between. But good to see him back in the winners' circle.
Yeah, well done to them. Very well done.
And then silver medalist Stephen Ramage and Taryn Cadwell.
Yeah.
And then bronze medalists, so Johan de Lange and Melita de Lange.
Okay,
So well done to them. Good to see City Bing's results being posted and getting some information and some news from that side of the world.
yeah, definitely.
See, they just relaunched their Facebook page, so it should be a bit more active. And talking about Facebook pages, there's one quick one. I think we need to give EP Balls a shout out.
100%. I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah. They
I
did
think-
a great job.
Oh, what they're doing with their marketing is so refreshing. And I think we did compliment them in the week where we said, look, we know marketing police. We're not pointing fingers to say you're doing a good job and you're not doing a good job.
Yeah.
But I think that's refreshing. It's authentic.
Great.
Puts the A in marketing, not artificial, but authentic.
Correct. Yeah.
So well done to them. Hampo, we're going to cross to the Disability Nationals that was played at Eden,
Yes.
and plenty to cover there. Well done to BSA in what looked like hosting an incredible event. Well done to whoever got the streaming involved, Knowles guys, Cape Town Talking Heads involved there. I don't think we've ever seen disability bowls covered in streaming and having the visuals throughout this.
Yeah.
Throughout my time of playing bowls, maybe before me, but I don't think there was streaming sort of when I started playing bowls. So well done to the organizers, Owen Calvary and his team, and Team Henselite, very involved there with them marketing and feedback and reporting. And Eden Bowls, well done to you guys for hosting what seems to have been an excellent event. And Hampo is going to run us through some of the medal winners now.
Yeah. Do you want to go? Should we go down the whole list or?
Yeah, I
do
think
it,
just
yeah.
start category and then medal winners.
So yeah, category B1. We go to singles. we start with the ladies there. We had Tracy Smith with gold, Adeline Barnes with silver, and Diane Duplessis with bronze. Very well done to all of you. And then with the men in the singles, we had Johannes Grip. You say that?
Yeah.
With gold, Hamlet Fortune with silver, and Petrus Weinrad with bronze. So very well done to all of you. From there, next we've got the mixed pairs, also in the B1 category. We had Tracy Smith and Michiel Kruger with gold. We had Hamlet Fortune again, and Corey Brits with silver, and Jessica Grib and Johannes Grib with bronze there. Category B2 in mixed pairs, we had Keith Orrell and Michelle Ishin, pronouncing that correctly, with gold there, and Herman Scott and Tom George with silver.
So Herman Scholtz playing with Berkey in the Nationals.
Oh, nice. Okay, brilliant. Staying in category B2 mixed singles, Herman Scott again with gold, Keith Orrell with silver, and Michelle Ishin with bronze. Category B3 and 4 ladies singles, we had Lindsay Engelbrecht with gold, Princess Schroeder, our local princess,
Yes.
with a silver, and Magdalene Antonitis with a bronze. And then in the men's singles, same category, we had Roy Peters with gold, Nick, some of these names are difficult to pronounce, but Nick Dierenkind with silver, and A.B. Krause, also a local guy local boy with bronze there. Well done to you guys. Mixed pairs, same category, B3 and 4, Vickers Ackerman, Avril Davids with gold, Nick Dedekant and Princess Schroeder again with a silver, and Coles Nettling and Lindsay Engelbrecht with bronze. Going into B6 and 8 category ladies singles, Margie Palmer with gold.
Also from the Western Cape.
Correct, yes. And Louise Evans, the wife of Jason Evans, correct?
Yes,
With
correct.
silver, and Jenny Davies with bronze. B6 men's singles with Glenn McIntosh with gold, Logan Subramoni with silver, and Dion van der Pfeiffer with bronze. B6 and 8 ladies pairs, Margie Palmer again with Louise Evans winning gold there. Jenny Davies and Shanae Brink winning silver, and Versha Royi and Chanel van Sel with bronze there. Men's singles, B7, Jakes Jacobs with gold, Peter Grove with silver, and Gareth Rees Gibbs with bronze. Division B8 men's singles, Wimpy Fillion with gold, Gustav van der Merwe with silver, Des Gardner with bronze. And we get down to the last couple here. So in category 13 count for men's pairs, Gareth Rees Gibbs and Dion van der Pfeiffer with gold, and Logan Subramoni and Dudley Saunders with silver. 14 count men's, we got Hannes Horn and Picky Lutz with gold, Des Gardner and Chris Patton with silver, and Eric Stresso and Jared James with bronze. Lastly, 15 count men's pairs, we got Peter Kukamur and Peter Grove, the two Peters there, winning gold. Henny Marburg, Philip Bailey with silver, and Niku Beetger and Gustav van der Merwe with bronze.
Hamper, so as you can see there, the Afrikaans contingency flourishing there with all those surnames you couldn't pronounce.
Exactly, yeah. No, for sure. Well done to everybody there. Very well done.
Yeah, as I said, I think incredible from BS8 to actually showcase that and bring it to all our homes through YouTube and through other streaming platforms. So well done to them.
And it's such an important division and part of the game, isn't it? I think if you go down there and you watch the positivity and the character and the personalities coming out of that,
it's just them calling themselves the wheelies, the wobblies, and the blindies, which is they call themselves that.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Just tells you the type of character you're dealing with and the vibe that's going on there, and the spirit they've got between themselves and amongst themselves.
Yeah.
I remember when it was in Cape Town last year, or the year before, I think maybe the year before, we went down to go watch a bit there at Somerset West, and incredible to see. And I think the incredible part was not only just how well they actually played, but it was to see that in life you can overcome anything. Nothing's impossible. You know, it's your attitude towards life is what matters.
Correct.
And these guys show it.
Yeah.
And they absolutely live to the fullest on those greens. You can just absolutely see, and it's incredible to witness. I actually, I was watching the streaming and actually, I wouldn't say it on this show, so I think it's going to get cut after this, but got quite teary at one stage because it was incredible to see the ability of some of these athletes. And
I think it's magic. I really do.
yeah. So up next, you would have seen BSA post a circular, was it last week or the week before? World Bowls Hall of Fame inductee, George Atkinson,
Right.
which is absolutely incredible for South Africa to have a World Bowls inductee. More on the administration side of things. I think that's what got him in, and we'll touch base. We've got Kevin Campbell with us that we'll touch base a bit more on that. Go read the circular. There's a lot of good what he's done in that circular. But I spoke to his son David and had a call with him. Not a call, just a little conversation. He's given me some I wouldn't say quirkies, but some info on his father. Where he says the BSA circular gives a fairly good history of George, but a few more things you may want to include. So this is obviously of things that's not been mentioned and not a lot of people would know. He was a member of Belgravia Bowling Club for his entire bowling life. Something me and you can't say. We've already had 3 clubs in 4 years.
7.
Not really. He was part of the committee that managed the move from Belgravia and Malvern to Bedfordview approximately 70 odd years ago. He was given honorary life president status for his contribution to the club. His father, Harry, and this is quite a good one, his father, Harry, played bowls for South Africa in the Commonwealth Games in 1950 and won gold medal in the fours with Herbie Currow, Alf Blumberg, and Snowy Walker.
Nice.
They had a Belgravia team in the Southern Transvaal Bowling Association Wednesday League that had 4 Atkinsons, his father, Harry, his brother, Jack, and his nephew, Keith, and himself. And then Keith Atkinson later became the president of BSA.
Okay.
So go and read the circular, guys. Very important for us to understand our history and where we come from in Bowl South Africa to know where we're going and actually honor those legends. It's guys that paved the way for what we do now.
Great.
Whether we do it well or not is a different matter. But these are the guys we need to thank for what we have today. And I think when we have Kevin on here in a bit, we'll delve a bit deeper into that. But up next, we've got the PBA head coach or the PBA Foundation Academy head coach, Anneke Skeepers, with another episode of Grip and Stuff. Grip and Stuff. Coach's Corner brought to you by Grip and Stuff. Stuck in the mind.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to our next segment of Coach's Corner, brought to you by Grip and Stuff. Today we'll be continuing with our 4-part series where I'll be discussing a second in a 4-side. Before we get started, I'm going to apply my Grip and Stuff to my fingertips, just to give me the grip I need, and very conveniently packaged in a nice little container which I can keep in my pocket and reapply as needed during a game. Being a second in a 4-side, you play a very diverse role. You have to be able to play different shots, from drawing to playing with 2 meters weight, to playing bowls out of the head or promoting bowls into the head, and then of course the all-important back bowl. The first exercise you can do is place a jack, and then about 1 meter behind you place a cone. What you want to do is you draw with your first bowl to the jack, second one to the cone, as if placing a back bowl. Then you play your third bowl to the jack, fourth bowl to the cone. This is a good exercise to do if you want to practice placing a back bowl after drawing the shot. For the second exercise, I want you to place the jack, and then about 1/2 meter in front, you place 2 cones. You can place them about that far apart, depending on your level of expertise. You can place them wider or closer to each other if you'd like. In this specific exercise, I've got 2 lines at the back. The purple line indicates the 1/2 meter behind the jack. The yellow line indicates a meter behind the jack. The meter behind the jack is the maximum weight you'll use. This is a scenario that you're setting up where you want to promote bowls into the head, or if you have to play in between bowls to get into a decent area where you'll skip once you bowl. These are just 2 basic exercises that you can do. Obviously, there's a lot more and you can get creative. Set up different scenarios you've seen during games and practice that during the week. Because you're going into the situation blindly, meaning you haven't seen the head and you don't know what the situation is, make sure to listen to your skip and his instructions carefully. Do not make up your mind on what shot to play before your skip has had a chance to call you on a shot. This is very important to remember. If you've made up your mind already on what shot to play, it's very difficult to set your mind on a new shot. Please remember, as a second, you are a very important part of your team. The shots you play and the success thereof can lead your team to victory. Thank you very much for joining us today on Coach's Corner, brought to you by Grip and Stuff. Join us next time for the 3rd part in our 4-part series.
Yeah, so Annika obviously telling us about seconds and how to play second. That's for me and you, Ampo.
100%. Yeah.
What are you playing internationals? Are you playing second internationals?
Playing third.
You're playing third? Okay.
Have to watch next week.
I'm playing second international, so that one's for me. I'll go re-watch it and do the exercises over the weekend and building up to the nationals.
Great.
So thank you very much there, Annika. I think it's been quite a successful segment is the Coach's Corner, and we do get good positive reviews. Just before we carry on, bits and pixels. As we always say, without bits and pixels, none of this is ever possible. Yeah. There's some of the services they do and solutions and services they offer. Software and app development, logo and brand identity, website and marketing, e-commerce and online stores, podcasts and streaming, a podcast or a streaming service like this. They can offer, and give them a shout, guys. Reach out to us. Let us help you with your website and your actually corporate brand. We've got skilled guys here on board that can actually help you optimize what you currently do.
Yeah, we experienced it firsthand, yeah, and it's a proper setup.
Yeah, no, it's proper. We are very excited to announce tonight with us our very, very special guest, the legendary Kevin Campbell.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us, Kevin.
You're welcome.
When last did you have to sit in front of a mic and actually have the cameras on you?
A long time ago, eh? That was in my youth.
Which was, what, 5 years ago?
Yeah, you keep thinking like that. That's good.
No, Kevin, thank you very much for joining us. And as we saw earlier, before we get into to your sort of story, George Atkinson, you walked quite a road with George back in the day. Anything you want to share with us from that perspective?
You know, the name itself means legend, because in all the years I've been playing this game, I can't recall one administrator who had the vision and the knowledge and the awareness to put all these things together. I mean, he was the brains behind World Bowls 1976. He was amazing. And he formulated a committee around him, and all of whom were specialists in different things. And these gents, mainly from Southern Transvaal Bowling Association in those days, you now know it as JBA, but each and every one of them were successful businessmen in their own right, they had the business acumen to actually orchestrate this amazing World Bowls Championship in South Africa. It's just incredible. So lots of happy memories there. And I mean, George Atkinson had quite a lot to do with us, because the team that was selected to play for South Africa, we had a lot of contact with him in and out over the months before we actually played. So the team was announced in May 1975, and the tournament was in February, March 1976. And the success that we had was due to the fact that we spent 9 months as a team staying together, practicing together, getting to know one another. It was just incredible. And, you know, we blended into this incredible unit. We were like one. It wasn't 5 individual bowlers. We were like one unit. And we have a lot to thank for George for that, because it was his foresight. And I'm sure there was some kind of input with the South African selectors as to who he thought would be the most suitable players to put in this team. And I look back on that, that was like an incredible moment in my bowling career.
So, for bowls administration, you say George definitely paved the way for what we have in South Africa currently.
I think generally he was a guiding light. He was based in Johannesburg, but, you know, everybody learned from him, because he had this incredible foresight and knowledge as to know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And he made sure that he surrounded himself with people who were extremely astute in making a success of things. He was amazing.
So David is quite a character, and you know, lights up the room when he walks in.
We know David.
And was that similar with George? Similar type of character?
He was a likable character. I mean, he liked his tipple. Had a lovely sense of humor. Yeah, he was nice to be around. And I mean, his wife was equally nice, Joan. She was amazing too.
She was on the catering. She was the catering convener, or
Correct.
part of the catering committee in that
Correct.
76.
Yeah. So, you know, that whole Atkinson family, it was just legendary in the game of bowls.
No, so Dave must be like the 5th or the 7th worst Atkinson at bowls in the family.
I'm not going to comment on that. But David is a character.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
And congratulations to the whole Atkinson family with that accolade. You know, I think
Yeah.
just not just to what George did, but for the whole family. You know, what a legacy to leave behind.
Indeed. Indeed.
Let's get to you, Kevin. Where did bowls start for you?
Well, to be perfectly honest, bowls started for me when I was a little embryo in my mother's stomach. Because when she won the Northern Transvaal singles in 1950, she was 3 months pregnant with me.
Oh.
So I was virtually born looking at the grass.
You started out in what then Northern Transvaal? Is
Yes.
that where you started off? Which club did you play for there?
My first club was Pretoria West Bowling Club,
Okay.
which no longer exists today.
Yes.
I was there for about 2.5 years, and I realized that I needed to move on. You know, you look for stronger competition, etc., etc. Not that we didn't have good players at Pretoria West. Pretoria West, we had Snowy Walker. You mentioned a name earlier, Herbie Curra, Yo Sinclair. These were all stalwarts of the game. But I just felt I needed to move, to progress. And the club I moved to was CBC Old Boys, which was a younger club, more vibrant. And I achieved a lot of success at that club. It was amazing.
So sorry to interrupt you. I used to be a member at CBC when I started off in 2017, and your picture's still up against all yours and Butch Holt.
It's the late Butch Holt.
Yes, so your picture's still up there against the wall.
The late Butch Holt was my bowls partner for 10 years.
Okay.
Amazing player. So you would have seen my picture up in that clubhouse where I had that amazing afro hairdo.
That's the one.
Yeah, my mother wasn't very proud of that.
So, at age 24, you become what was then known as a Springbok. Obviously, now the name has changed and
Yes.
Protea.
Yeah.
What got you to become a Springbok at age 24? What was behind the selection?
So I used to love the game of singles. So I tended to specialize in singles because my belief is that if you do well in singles, the selectors will always notice you. You know, you stand out as a singles player. It has changed somewhat as I've gone down the years, but singles was my main objective. And I had the very good fortune in 1974 when I won my club singles. I won the Northern Transvaal singles. I won the Northern Transvaal Champion of Champions. I won the All Transvaal singles, and I won the South African singles, all in 1
Oh, that's
year.
incredible. Jeez.
So I had the record, and fortunately the selectors decided to put me in as the lead in the World Bowls team. That's basically what got me in. It wasn't any other skills that I had.
So as a 24-year-old, you became a Springbok. And
Yes, it was May of 1975 when they announced the South African team. So May of 75, I would have been 24, and then I turned 25 in the December of that year.
How was it? So obviously what we see in bowls today, with me and Ampo's experiences and other people, and you would see it as well. A lot of youngsters, a lot of 13, 15, 16, 17 to mid-20s starting to play this game and being taken under the wing of other players and you know, partnering and practicing with them. And I mean, I had one stage played when Divan Uber of CBC of Goodwood, now CBC stuck in my mind, of Goodwood was about 14. I played province pairs with him, and that sort of the case when you were a younger player coming through. Was it well received, the younger player making a Protea side at age 24?
You know, I best be careful what I say.
No, you can go. This is the
Because-
platform where you can go. This is where you can lock and load. Yeah, you can shoot
You know,
from there.
from the time I started playing bowls, I had a lot of antagonism because I was a youngster. I mean, I started playing bowls as soon as I finished my military service. I was 18 years of age and came into the game. And it was in those days where if you were English, you used to call other people older than yourself uncle.
Yes.
And if you were Afrikaans, you used to call that person oom or tannie. So that was just a mark of respect. And that's how I started in bowls, by calling him uncle, whoever, or auntie, whatever. And I had a lot of pushback from many players, actually, who came to me and they said, "What are you doing playing this game? You should be out playing rugby or cricket or tennis or whatever." What a lot of them didn't know is that in 1953, I got poliomyelitis. And I was in the Pretoria General Hospital for 3 weeks in intensive care. And half of my body was paralyzed. The right-hand side of my body was paralyzed. Fortunately, our doctor diagnosed it in the early stages. So I managed to recover from that. I don't know how, but I did. But I still remember that as clear as a bell, as if it was yesterday, my experience in that hospital. So a lot of people don't know that. So I was sort of, my parents, I don't know if they didn't encourage me to play any other sports, but both my parents were champions in their own right. My mother was a Northern Transvaal and a South African Fours champion. My father was a Northern Transvaal champion. So bowls was in my blood. And it was a natural progression for me to take up the game. My mother was my tutor, and she could draw on a tikkie. So I couldn't have had a better coach than that. So that's how I got into this. And yeah, that's the rest is history. I mean, that was how many years ago?
So was that your motivation? Was that sort of what pushed you through any of the negativity coming from other crowds and that kind of thing?
I tended to try and ignore those comments. And then when my first couple of years in Interprovincial, there were some very negative comments passed by players from other districts saying, you know, what are you doing here? You're too young. You shouldn't be here. Water off a duck's back.
Yeah.
And then I adopted the attitude of, if you don't want to play against me, prove that you're better than I am. Okay, I want to prove to you that I can play this game. So if you want to prove that, you've got to beat me. So that sort of fired me up. It gave me that inspiration to actually try harder. So yeah, when I got my back to the wall, pass up. You know, I've always said, and a lot of my club mates know this, that I like coming from behind. Okay. and by that I mean I'm a slow starter, usually. So when I wipe the nonsense out of my eyes, eventually I'm always a few shots down. And then of course I start fighting back. Yeah. And that's what I do. Okay. That's my reputation.
Oh, that sounds really good character. Well done.
So I guess to 76, because you touched on 76 earlier. Give us your experience and the incredible achievement you guys, the five of you achieved. And I'm not going to spoil it, but it's never been achieved again. It's the first time it's ever been achieved. So run us through 76 and through your eyes.
Now, 76, a team of five. The first week we had to play trips and pairs. I was lead in the triples. Nanda Gatti was the second, and Kelvin Lightfoot was the skip. And in the pairs, it was Dougie Watson skip and Bill Mosley lead. So we managed to win both the trips and the pairs. Very interesting characters we had, because in our team of trips, Nando, who was quite a lot older than I was, and had this wonderful Italian way with him. He was quite a showman. And he liked playing to the crowds, but he couldn't grasp my name. So he used to call me Da Kid. He couldn't say the, so he used to say Da Kid. Kelvin Lightfoot from Maritzburg, I mean, he had a couple of sons of his own, and he also was a character. He used to like his tipple, could play the most amazing, incredible heavy shots, used to drive like hell. And when we were lying shots, Kelly very seldom added the bonus shots. But my word, when we were in the poo, he got us out of it. He just drew those incredible shots. So we lost one game in the trips, but we managed to win that overall. But I'll tell you a funny story, that we were playing against Hong Kong on the main green at Zoo Lake, and I wasn't having a particularly good game. And I was very confused with what I should be doing on this rink, because our bowls were doing something on this rink and our opposition's bowls were doing exactly the opposite. So where we had a swinging hand, they were playing straight up the green. And I couldn't fathom this. And after about 9 ends, Kelly Lightfoot called me. I'm standing on the mat with my bowl in my hand. And he said, "Put your bowl down. Come here." What? I haven't played my first bowl yet. Why is he calling me? I'm in trouble. Walked halfway up the green, and he said to me, "If you don't put your bowl close on this end, no fun for you tonight." And you know, that just relaxed me.
Okay.
It's like you just need that to break the tension. And he was amazing at doing that. And thereafter, we walked away with it. It was fantastic.
Nice.
The second week was singles and fours, where Dougie Watson played the singles. And Dougie, I mean, he was just superb. The fours, we had to play England in the last game, and we had to win that game to win the gold medal. And it was an extremely tight game. We managed to win it on the last head, where the opposition missed with his last bowl, and we won that game. So it was extremely exciting. everybody dancing for joy and hugging each other. And of course, on the last day, we had 10,000 spectators.
That's incredible.
That was part. That was going to be my question. How does it feel as a 24-year-old,
Yeah.
as a on your home turf, playing in front of 10,000, playing bowls in front of 10,000 people?
Well, you actually get to know what home ground advantage is, because most of those 10,000 people were rooting for us. I would hate to have been our opposition, where you had a handful of English supporters or Australian supporters, like 50 in the crowd, whereas we had the bulk of them, and they're all shouting for South Africa. It was amazing.
Magic experience.
I mean, we sometimes catch a wobble if there's a man and his dog walking around.
Someone moves behind the rink.
You're talking about the movement behind the green.
Not only that, I'm just saying, just catch a wobble if someone watches you play with the side. Don't watch.
Yeah.
You've got 10,000 people watching you
Yeah.
play. At that stage, the biggest arena of it all.
Well, you know, in my years building up to all these different Commonwealth Games events and whatever, we did numerous trips to the Sports Science Institute in Pretoria for a few days at a time, just to psych us. And one of the things they teach you there is to try and block out any kind of outside interferences in your mind. Mentally, you've got to block it out. It's almost as though you need to put blinkers on and focus on what you have to do here. In other words, you don't hear the crowd and you don't see the crowd. It was pretty good training.
Yeah, because I can imagine the crowd of 10,000 people, not every single person would have been that well behaved. It would have been chirping.
No, you're 100% right. 100% right. But if you think our supporters are badly behaved, go to England. Oh, my word. And Australia. That's another one.
The Aussies are different.
Yeah,
But,
the way they perform.
So you played in Northern Transvaal. When did you move to Cape Town? When did you come this way?
I've been backwards and forwards between Pretoria and Cape Town 3 times in my life.
Okay.
The first time I stayed for approximately 18 months. Absolutely hated it. All I saw was rain. People were unfriendly. And I thought, no, I can't live here. Off I went back to Pretoria. And then some years later, I had the opportunity to come back to Cape Town. It was a transfer, a work transfer. And I grabbed that opportunity with both hands because my heart has always been in Cape Town. And that was when I really settled down. So on that particular occasion, I was fortunate enough to be offered accommodation by Ashley van Winkle. You may have heard that name. He's now in Australia. And I stayed with him for 3 months in his house in Harfield Village. And he's always said to me, he said, look, I'm not going to tell you which club to join. You've got to go around and try different clubs. You've got to feel things at different clubs, experience it for yourself. And that's what I did. I went to 4 or 5 clubs. And eventually I decided that Constantia was going to be my home.
Good club.
It was an amazing club, really. And before you become a member there, you've got to be interviewed by the president. And in those days, it was a wonderful man called Ian Dare, who was the CEO of SPAR in the Western Cape. And fortunately, he saw fit to allow me in as a member. And then when that happened, Ashley van Winkle said to me, he said, now listen, my boy, you've got to watch your P's and Q's at this club. And I didn't actually know what he meant, because, you know, I'm from Pretoria. What do I know? And the one day coming in for tea, we were playing flag. And I was playing in the same team as Ashley. And Ashley walked into the clubhouse. And in those days, there were some ladies that always used to sit in the middle of that lounge when you come in from the greens in a circle. That was their thing. And Ashley walked in, and as he walked in, there was a lady member who reached out and pinched Ashley on the bottom. And I looked at this and I thought, so much for the P's and Q's at this club. And I turned around to her and I said, and what's wrong with mine? And she pinched mine as well. And that developed a great friendship between myself and Mary Chalmers, the late Mary Chalmers. She was a character of note. So yes, And then the other thing is that when I was awarded Western Province colours, it was handed over to me on a Friday night, which is the tradition at Constantia. Everybody accumulates for a drink. And Ian Dare got up and made a speech, and he's very proud to say that Kevin has been awarded his Western Province colours. And then they called me up and presented me with the colours. Of course, I had to respond. You can't stand there with a mouthful of teeth. And I responded in this way, and I didn't know many of the members. I said, I'd like to just inform you that when you play or represent Northern Transvaal in interprovincials, you commonly join the jacarandas, and you're known as a jacaranda. It was jacaranda in those days, not Barberton Daisy. And I said, now that I've been awarded colours for Western Province, I'm probably going to be referred to as a Protea player or a Deezer. I said, hands up all of you who thought I was a pansy. And that brought the house down. That broke the ice. And from that moment on, I was one of the boys.
Okay, good.
So Etienne Malherbe, who plays here at Durbanville, tells me a story that when he played, I don't know if he was playing in the same province A side as you, and it was his A side debut or something, and they all got on the bus to go to, on the van to go to the venue, and Kevin chased him back in because he didn't shave. I don't know if you can just recall. He said,
I think it was in Durban.
Kevin said, you're not getting on the green with that stubble. Go back and shave, and then you can.
Yeah, look, I was the captain of the side, so, it's about decorum. You've got to look the part. My mother said, never leave the house if your hair's not tidy and your shoes aren't clean. So Etienne got the brunt of that.
he still tells the story. He says, I got chased back. He said, and we were almost late. He said, we were running late, and he said, there's no way. You go shave, and then you can get on this bus.
Absolutely.
But you're not getting on the green untidy like that. Me and you, we'd never be able to play for Kevin then back in the days.
Well, times have changed too.
Yeah.
It's one thing. I mean, when we started playing bowls, I mean, I think I did a half a season in whites before sort of the colour scheme became a thing. I think you did most of your bowls career in whites or creams or whatever.
Most of it, yes. But of course, when I started playing bowls, they had more rigorous rules and regulations. Yeah. And we used to wear brown shoes. I mean, imagine brown shoes. And some of the guys used to wear brown belts with white trousers, which was just not on. Yeah. And I was always a bit of a rebel. Whatever they said, I tried not to do. Yeah. Not much has changed.
You had quite an interesting question earlier for Kevin before the show started about the...
Yeah, so obviously, again, the game has changed so much now, and balls, different colours and that kind of thing. How difficult must it have been back in that day when you had black balls and very dark brown balls, looking at the head from the mat as a skip and trying to see what was for you and against you. I mean, obviously the hand signals have always been there, what's down, what's holding, but it must have been quite tricky. Yeah?
It was confusing.
Yeah.
But then you had to look at the motive on your bowl.
Yeah.
And not look at the colour.
Correct.
Yeah. We got over that.
Yeah. Maybe you figure it out, yeah.
Much nicer to have colour in your bowls.
Well, I did want to, but firstly, Kevin, well, congratulations on your Premier League victory, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm sure it's not the first one you've had. How many of those have you had? Cape Town.
I've had a few, but not excessive.
Okay.
But this year was particularly sweet.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because this wasn't a 1 year thing. This has been a 3-year plan.
It's been a building process, yes.
And I mean, last year we started off very badly. We lost our first 3 games, bottom of the table, and at the end of the flag season last year, we finished in 3rd position. Yeah, so again, we come from behind, and we do what we have to do.
Yeah.
And this year we needed to rethink.
Yeah.
Also had to re-strategize because it was about having the right selections. Okay. And the important thing about winning the flag, it's all about compatibility. It's not about ability. I mean, if you have a look at our team, we've got a varied mix of different players from different backgrounds. Everybody's different. We've got a couple of newbies in there. And everybody, they put the time in, they were dedicated, committed, practiced hard. But when we stepped onto the green, it was that gees that got us going. We had that gees, and that's important.
What has that done for you? So we haven't seen you play a lot of bowls over the last, call it 5 years in province. You played the odd singles tournament, and then the 1 year you were in the trips, and then they improved the side, and when I think you were away for something, and they improved the side and got Gareth largely in, and then they won it. I think this was Choppy.
He came in for the last day. Yes.
Yeah, they improved the team. That's what they say. That's what the boys say. They strengthened the side.
Don't worry, I'll talk to them later.
So, I mean, you look at guys, absolute characters like Choppy, which is a dear friend of ours, and a character like Junaid and Gareth Rosley and the younger crew there with Vickers and the guys at Glen. What's that done for you in terms of, has that sort of got something going in you again, say, I want to either walk with these boys, I want to guide these boys, I want to achieve with these boys? Has that sort of brought a bit of a spark your way?
Well, to be quite honest, I mean, I was ready just to give up bowls 3 years ago. I'd had enough. I've got lots of work pressure because I still work. And a lot of the pressure is over weekends. So that affects my decisions as far as playing bowls in whatever tournaments is concerned. But they came to me 2 or 3 years ago and they said, look, you the mainstay, we've got to build the team around you, Tala Boomdire. And I thought, my word, do we have to go through all of this again? But you know, it was a challenge. And this year particularly, because of these newbies coming in, and I could see the enthusiasm in them that, come on, guys, we can actually do this. So that gave me the motivation to actually hang on there. And of course, after our victory the other day, I said to the selectors, I said, okay, that's it now. I've done my job. I'm out of here. No, you can't go anywhere. So we'll see what happens next year.
At the moment, Gerard says another season going to defend the title.
Well, you always have to come back and defend it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Ken, I just want to ask you something. So I spend a lot of time watching people's deliveries and how they deliver the ball, what they do, pre-routines and stuff like that. You probably, if not the quickest, but one of the quickest bowlers I've ever seen on the mat. You just get on and you just deliver. So obviously there's different coaching techniques out there. We watch Anik every week and I guess it would be different for everybody. It's not the same for everybody, but is that something you've just always done? You've just sort of seen it, feel it, and play it. Just get straight on and play.
Yeah.
Because you must spend less than 2 seconds on that before you deliver. It's quite amazing to
Well,
watch.
sometimes you've got to sort of line yourself up. But, you know, when you're playing in the skip position, you've got time to focus on what shot you really are going to play, especially when you walk down from the head.
Yeah.
Your third has gone up to the head and you're walking down to the mat. You've got to visualize that shot in your brain. It's all about visualization.
100%.
And if you can't visualize playing that shot, you're not going to play it correctly or successfully.
So once you visualize
So
it, get on it.
part of that is visualization. The other part is if you know and you're confident in your delivery, if you do the same delivery, bowl after bowl after bowl, you don't even have to think about it. You just do it. And I think that's partly what I do.
Okay.
It's memory, visualization and memory.
Just before we head on to our next part of this show, just to end us off with some advice for the new players, someone that shows a bit of potential, that's got a bit of gears, that wants to make it, making it, whether it be going into his Premier League side, making maybe a provincial B or an A side, or trying to make a South African side. What sort of words do you have, and some tips, 2-3 things that you can say, youngster, do this and do it well, and you might get a look in?
Well, you know, I'm a firm believer that the lead in any team is the foundation of your success. So You've got to learn to draw your bowls close to the jack. I think what the mistake a lot of these youngsters make these days, they're trying to be skips before they even have learned how to lead. So you've got to master the draw. That's my basic instruction. Master the draw. The minute they go for these running shots and whatever, they're running off the mat, they're missing the line, they're playing with too much weight. I think they're a bit misguided, because when I started playing bowls, you had to play lead for 8 years. 8. Now they play for 6 months and they think they're a skip. So climb off your perch, go back to square one and draw to the jack, because the drawing to the jack is the secret for consistency. You'll win 9 out of 10 games if you're drawing consistently. Forget about the big bazooka shots and the, what do you call it, these blockbuster shots. Yeah, that would be my suggestion. You don't need all that weight to make a positive impact on the head. If you play with controlled weight and you can master that shot, nobody will beat you. Master it, controlled weight, stay in the head, get the results, stay in the head.
Master the draw.
Exactly.
All those watching us, all the younger players, you want to go to the next level, whatever your next level might be, could be possibly going from a third side to a second side, or a first side to a second side to a first side, trying to make a province, your district team, trying to get a look into maybe some squads, some SA squads. As Kevin says, master the draw. Yeah. And then before we end the evening, we just want to go into the Western Province Masters. We're only going to do the Open, men and women. So what me and Hampo do usually is we're going to put the sections on the screen over there. Mm-hmm. We're going to start with the Open Ladies section 1. And what we try and do usually is we try and predict the two medalists out of each section. So it doesn't have to be a finalist. We say who we feel will medal in that section. So your winner and your runner-up. So we're going to do ladies, and then we're going to do section 1, 2, and then we're going to go men, section 1 and 2. And can maybe see who gets closest. I don't know if you watch a lot of women's bowls or follow the women's bowls, Kevin.
Not
so
really.
This will be a guess.
This is a complete guess.
So section 1 in the ladies Open Masters, we've got Maggie van Zyl, Megan Ferreira, Gillian Young, Claire Cow, and Debbie Phillips and Michelle Reynolds, she's been quite.
She's Western Province.
Yes, she's the youngster.
She's doing well.
Doing very well. So you want to start us off there, Hampo?
Yeah, it's again, this is quite a nice, strong field. I think it's not an easy one to call. I do think Michelle Reynolds is going to cause 1 or 2 upsets here with the way she's been playing. But I'm going to stick with Maggie. Maggie's always close there and thereabouts, and I'm going to stick with. I'm going to go with Megan Ferreira. Megan's had a good showing in the Masters the last couple of years, so that's my 1 and 2 who will medal in that section.
Yeah, and Maggie van Zyl's never won the Western Province Masters. It's the only singles tournament she hasn't won in Western Province. So
she's a consistent singles player.
Yes, very much so. So I'm gonna go with Megan, and I'm just going to elaborate here with Megan as a medal winner. Megan's had incredible 3 years, a 3-year record. She won the national pairs. She was a quarter finalist the year before in the national singles. She got a silver in the Western Cape singles, a big one. And still, when the squads come out, name don't get mentioned because they're saying she's riding on Annika's coattails or whatever.
Are you talking about Green Squad?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I predict Megan to get, and it's not Annika saying or me saying that she's on Annika's coattails. It was a selector mentioning she's on Annika's coattails. I feel Megan's getting off Annika's coattails on the weekend, and she's going to have a big one. So for me, Megan Ferreira the one, and I quite like Gillian Young for the other medal.
Yes.
Kevin, yours?
Consistent player.
Yes.
Yes.
Your 2 in that section, Kev?
I tend to go along with Maggie, and who was and Michelle.
Michelle Reynolds.
Yeah, those are the 2 that I think.
Is that your 2?
I think those are the ones to
we don't often get things right on this show, so don't follow our tips, eh?
We know because you didn't get it right with the flag.
Oh, it's one year.
So I set the record straight. When we did our show from the Glen, Morne did ask me, okay, what's happened after the last result? What do you think? And I said, okay, I think the Glen will take it. But we average about 70%, which isn't bad for last season. But
Yeah, no, look, we had it wrong, completely wrong, but you made our hearts happy that it was you guys that won it and not the other guys. So section 2, Anneke Skeepers, Anine Stein, Alma Lowe, or Mo as she's known, Colleen Bryant, Ananda Kotze, and Angie de Wet. Ampo.
I think a tough challenge for Colleen Bryant, Anine Stein, Angie de Wet, and an undercourt there with Anneke Skeepers and Almelo there. Those are my 2 picks.
Yeah, it's got to be those two.
Anneke and Almelo, 100% all the way.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you agree with us? Oh, you don't want to be on our deck, you know. We get it wrong more often than not. We just said it. But yeah, it should be. You've got the SA Masters champion in that, and you've got the run-up in the PBA singles, and
Yeah,
that should be a showdown between those two. A pity that they play each other on the second game of day one.
But maybe that's better because whoever loses that game is playing catch up for the rest
Yeah.
of the section,
that's true.
and then the other players under pressure.
I always like to see those showcase games last
Well, then the
as a
draws,
spectator.
then the draw's cooked.
No, it can't be.
It can't be impossible. As a spectator, like for me, not a husband supporting my wife, as a spectator, as a neutral spectator, but I do hear what you say in the one chasing and bit of pressure on the other one. Get into the men.
Yeah.
And interesting, I didn't know Junaid's name was in there. Was it in there from the start? Or did someone pull out? Because I didn't see his name in there originally.
I saw his name in there. Well, when I first looked,
I did you? So I was wrong then.
But that could have been after the result.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So we've got Audrey Barnard, Peter Harvey, Nick Rassling, Miles Norman, Davy van der Walt, and the Colonel.
Yes, the Colonel. Nice field that. It's going to be an interesting weekend for Miles to play in that, and good luck to him. I think you can't not pick Peter Harvey. Such a
Current
fast
singles
player.
champion, yeah.
Singles champion. And I'm going to go with my big mate, Davy van der Walt, who's just won the Constantia singles, beating Peter Harvey in the process in the semis. So I'm going to go with Davy and Peter, 2 Constantia boys.
I think it's tough for me to pick out of this. So it's no, and it's a master. So there's never ever anyone you can just pick off the paper.
It is tough to pick.
It's
I mean,
tough to pick. Audrey had quite a good Masters last year. He's playing quite well at the moment. I'm gonna put Audrey's name in that hat, and I'm gonna go Audrey, and I'm gonna go Peter Harvey. You Kev?
Peter Harvey's the experienced one.
Yes.
Head and shoulders, got the most experience of all of them.
Yeah.
And I think the one that's going to give him a hard time is David van der Walt.
Maybe, yeah. Little bulldog, bull terrier.
Yeah, he's a tough
Yeah,
player.
He is. Especially when he gets it going.
especially at singles. He's
Yeah.
got a very good singles.
And then into section number 2, where you've got the young Armand Ascari, Francois Klopper, Wilfred, Kevin Douglas, Louis, and Ferdy Alves. This for me is an interesting
This
section.
is an interesting one because this could go anywhere. Look at it, but if you're a betting man, which I'm not, I'm gonna say Armand. He's just come off of winning the under 35s, and we all know he's a good singles player. So I'll stick Armand in there, and then I'll go with Kevin Douglas.
So Francois Klopper is not. If you go around to other clubs and you say Francois Klopper, not a lot of people know the name. Not because he's not been around that long, but he's an incredible singles player. He made the semi-finals of the province singles now 2 consecutive years.
Oh, back to back. Yeah.
Beat Katie last this year in the quarterfinals. Beat Kevin Douglas. And I'm going to throw Klopper in there.
He's
Just
very- he's
and his
very-
attitude. He's a fiery character.
Headstrong.
He knuckles down. He gets stuck in, and he's a ballsy player. He's got big heart. So grubby, as we say in cricket. He's a grubby player, which means he's fiery and he's fierce. He's a tough competitor, and you don't get on his skin, and he just goes about doing his job, and he plays hard. I'm going to throw Klopper into that hat there, and I'm going to go Wilfred. Wilfred, good singles player, and he's been in the Masters now a couple of years, and he's sort of developed a taste for it now. And his shot play is now a bit different. I hope you young guys didn't just teach him driving now and he's lost his draw. I hope that's not the case, Kevin. But otherwise, tell me quickly so I can change my pick.
Why are you looking at me?
Wasn't he your third?
He was, and he was amazing.
So yeah, my two, Klopper and Wilfred. Yours, Kev?
I would probably favour Armand because he's in form at the moment. And the other one yet you could never, ever underestimate is Kevin Douglas because he's a full bowl exponent. Wilfred, in my opinion, you can never underestimate him. If he's on a good day, you're in big trouble.
Yes.
So that would be, he's an outsider, but
He's your honourable mention.
he's in with a chance.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, so we didn't go through the veterans, and you playing in the veterans, Kevin.
Yes, unfortunately.
So I don't know what the sections look like. We didn't decide to do the veterans and the development this week because we had quite a full show, and you wanted to hear a lot about what you had to say, and it's an honour for us to have you on here. So we didn't want to cut that short and then go into
No problem.
into that. So. But good luck for you, and good luck to all the players playing in that development masters and the veterans and the open masters. May you play your best, and may the weather hold for Sunday.
Is it now officially the development and no longer?
No, it's changed. The name's changed to the development masters. So we still don't. I'm not going to upset myself by going in selection criterias and I think I've had my say about it last week.
Well, if I could add a comment to that, the word veterans just gets right up my nose because my vision of a veteran is somebody who fought in World War I and World War II, and none of us are that old.
Part of the moth club
So-
marching down the main road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for me, the correct term should be seniors,
Correct. No,
As it was.
not as it was. I don't know who changed it to veterans, but I think that was
well,
a
the
very
clubs,
poor
the clubs
choice.
still, the clubs still call it seniors.
Yeah, but then you get some of these cocky youngsters that can call it Opa singles. I can't believe they allow that. Hampo,
Wait until they get there.
That's not me.
that's me. I had a slip of the tongue there one day and I called it Oma singles. And
Oops.
Yeah.
it was, some folks enjoyed the comment and some people didn't. It's just how it goes.
Careful of the Omas and Opas because they've had years of experience on the green.
Brown shoes.
So yeah, good luck to everyone playing, and Kevin, good luck to you, and a very very big thank you for coming out all this way and having a conversation and sharing some of your journey with us, and it's really been special. When Kevin came here this afternoon, when he arrived, he actually had a book from the 1976 World Bowls Championships, and he paged through it, and we got goosebumps. Till Hampo spilled his radlock.
Yeah, you got quite excited about that.
So
So the book's got some character now. It's got another story to it.
got a zesty lemon taste on it now. But thank you very much, Kevin.
You're welcome.
It's been an absolute honor and a privilege to have you on
Thank
my
you.
show with us. One thing I do want to mention is I think this has made Daryl Thorburns' life. You can say he was on our show before Kevin was on. So, I mean, that's added 5 years to Daryl Thorburns' life.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
So, all we're trying to say is the standard of our guests is increasing.
Yes, correct. 100%.
But thank you very much, Kevin. Again,
You're welcome.
And good luck at the Nationals when you go back home.
Yes, I haven't played in that for a few years,
Yes.
so I'm quite looking forward to that.
Yes, I thought as much.
Going back to my old hometown,
Yes.
Nice.
and headquarters is my old club, Pretoria High School Old West.
Yes.
Lots of friends there, so it's going to be good.
We'll see you there.
And we'll see you there.
Yes.
I'm going back to my old club. I started playing cricket for CBC at a very young age and
Okay.
ended up playing bowls before I went the JBA way. So we'll see you there. All the best. Hopefully we
Thank
don't
you.
catch you. Hopefully someone
Yeah.
will slip on the banana peel before we get you.
Well, don't worry.
Maybe
Never
catch you
fear.
about Thursday when you.
Never fear.
But yeah, guys, just as always, to Joffrey Senecal, the boy from One for the Road. He's the reason why we can have an extra couple of Sharpies and get home safe without having to worry about driving.
Yep. Absolutely essential service.
And not only in the Western Province or in Cape Town, he does a national service. So the boys going to nationals in 2 weeks' time, the ladies going to the nationals in a week's time. Please remember, One for the Road. Make use of it. Don't take chances. Don't drink and drive. We don't encourage it. We don't do it anymore. We use One for the Road. And we'll have Joffrey on next week to discuss something with us, something that we'll be launching with One for the Road.
Amazing.
And to all our viewers at home, thank you very much and good night.
Yeah, thank you. Have a magic weekend. And I just want a quick one. Just good luck to the Mixed Pairs guys in the finals in the Eastern Province. Good luck to you all up there as well. And have a magic weekend.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Pleasure.
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Happy.
Thank you, boy.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Kev. Really enjoyed that.